So real quick, one carbonated beverage like a soda, like
not a seltzer.
No. We're going all out.
All
like
right.
the sugar, everything in it. Like if you had to pick one, like fountain drink, that's all you could have. Just one more the rest of your life. What would it be?
Oh, that's easy.
Mexican Coke. It's not really a fountain drink.
Like
Sounds like
Coca-Cola from Mexico.
Sounded like a drug. Mexican Coke.
I mean,
You want the purest form of
it
Coke.
kind of is. The glass bottle one.
That cartel Coke. Man,
water
I
route
developed a new one. I've developed a new one, and I know what was yours?
Sprite. Because I'm black.
The tropical LeBron James version.
What happens to the remix? All right, let's not talk about it.
Is that what that was?
The remix, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best. Oh, are we recording now?
Yes.
Oh,
Shows you how casual Fridays are.
I thought we were just talking.
He had no idea. So mine has, and I'm gonna, dang it, I meant to bring one because mine has developed into root beer 100%.
You wanted to have a show and tell or
I
something?
wanted to bring you specifically. So there's a brand that I found, and over the quarantine period, when I've gone to the grocery store, I've bought like glass bottle root beer, just like a different brand every time. And there's one that murders every other root beer
is it?
on the market. Appalachian root beer. Or Appalachian.
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 You got a picture of it?
No. I just buy it and drink.
I thought maybe you were like,
In your pocket, maybe?
What kind of question is that?
because you wanted to bring
Hey,
it
I
for
really
me.
like
I thought
this.
maybe you
I
took
really
a
like
picture
this
of
drink.
it.
You got a picture of it?
I thought maybe you're like, I should show this to
No,
Paul.
dude, it's so good. So good.
So what you're telling me
And
is
this
you
is
let me
why,
down.
because a lot of the other like fancy root beers I've been buying, they're trying too
Fancy.
hard. Like they OD on an ingredient, trying to like make it stand out. This root beer, this Appalachian root beer, apparently they put honey in it and they put it on the label. Not honey, like a thing that says there's honey in this. And they
put honey on the label.
That sounds weird.
like, and
It's a
it's
lick
like
to
apparently
taste.
brewed with honey, but dude, like it is fantastic. And it's like my thing, like one a day. I put it in the fridge, then I put it in the freezer for 10 minutes and I time it. And then I take it out of the freezer and drink it. And it is like, it's literally like it's just starting to freeze, you know, like right there. So good. And you know what got me on this root beer kick?
Me?
Well, you were there.
Real beer.
That Red Rock stuff that we bought on.
No, we went to the A&W store and got the frosted mugs
yeah.
in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And that was like, it like changed my life.
When you went up and got just a cold root beer and a frosted mug, and she was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "The same thing he got," and she made me a float.
She made you a float.
She handed it to me. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drink this."
No, she did not care about you, bro. Well, either she didn't or she did.
A lot.
Because she gave you a float. But yeah, Sprite. Man, I haven't had Sprite in a long time.
That's like, I don't drink a lot of soda, but when I do, it's always like Sprite or something Sprite-like.
Phil.
Phil just got, he's like,
Oh my-
yo, man
that's
was
so
talking about, no,
creepy.
he's like, y'all talk about Sprite and I'm not in there.
Hey, I'm representing for us, Phil. I got you.
Yo, funny story. I met another person in the office today that I never met. Her name was Tiffany. And a gentleman was with her named Tony. And they were here like working and they walked past and we introduced ourselves and they were like, yeah, we like looked it up and saw that it was a podcast we haven't listened yet. And I was like, oh, okay. And then as they were leaving, they're coming back from around the corner. And the dude like came through the door and he was like, hey, I just listened to that podcast about soup. He was like, I was dying. I was like, that's the only thing you listen to? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm glad you started there because that's about as dumb as it gets. So if you liked that one, you might enjoy the podcast. So it was so funny. Now here we are talking about sodas. But I was at the house today and I pulled one out. Like I've been here all day. I just went home a couple times, like lunch, dinner, and I was like, oh, I'm about to drink one. And I was like, nah, it's not the right moment. Like it's like that. Like I have to like all
special
all the
occasion.
kids asleep, like something on the TV, pull that thing out the freezer. It's like sticking to my hand. It's so cold. Oh, and it's just like, just drink it slow. Try to.
Here's the thing about Sprite that I like about Sprite. You can mix multiple other drinks into Sprite. It'll taste good.
Yeah.
So when you have Sprite, you basically have different flavors of soda that you
Give
can
us some
create.
examples of your
Like if
soda cocktails that you're making.
If you have Sprite and you pour fruit punch in it, that's amazing. All those sodas like that are like the what is it? Like the lemon lime type of flavor, citrusy or whatever. All those sodas you can mix with other
Like
flavors.
cranberry juice.
Oh,
You know
bro,
what I'm saying?
you can
a little
hook it up.
grenadine, a little grenadine in there.
Shirley
Sprite.
Temple. What was that drink that we used to get from it was like
Casual Fridays doesn't matter.
He was ready.
that one we used to get at like at not Friday.
That was
like
Joseph
Chili's.
Fowler sending us a DM
Hey, Joseph
saying that he
Fowler.
wanted to be in the Zoom call. Hey, by the way, if you're listening, we're going to do a Miserable Community Zoom call. So get on Instagram at the Miserable CO, shoot us a DM. Just say Zoom call with the hallelujah hands or something like Joseph did. And
Only that.
here,
We'll
I'm
get you
actually, this is going to be
password.
like an Inception type moment. I'm going to record, I'm going to record audio of me recording audio.
We used to get
So
these
Joseph Fowler just sent us a DM and we're recording this podcast and he has this clip in his DM right now. Go ahead, Paulie. What were you saying?
about that drink we used to get at Chili's. It was like green. It was Sprite and it had like some sort of weird, like maybe it was like a lime juice thing. It was like the Ninja Turtle. You remember?
First thing I thought it was rattlesnake pasta, but that's way off.
Not a soda. Totally different restaurant.
I don't remember that.
Right town though. You were
Yeah.
close.
Sprite, root beer, Mexican cocaine.
I guess it's real. I don't know if it's any different than regular
Are you
Coke,
talking about
other
just-
than the fact that it doesn't have.
You still have to explain. I don't know what Mexican Coke is.
It's Coke. It's Coke that's bottled in Mexico, and instead of high fructose corn syrup, it has sugar,
Right.
cane sugar, and that might be the only difference.
And that's like the Appalachian root beer, if I'm not mistaken, is made with like pure cane sugar. It's like that. It's like a little more natural.
One of my favorite root beers I ever had was in Alaska. It was brewed with maple syrup. That was good.
I actually can't stand root beer.
I only like some. I actually don't drink soda very often. There's certain things that I want to drink soda with, like certain meals. Mm-hmm. And it's probably just because of habit. Like when I used to go to the taco truck in Cleveland, I used to always get those Cokes with the tacos. So like if I make tacos now, like I go to the grocery store and get some of those sodas because
So by the
it just
way,
goes together.
where did you find Mexican Coke? Was that at like the Coca-Cola factory? Did you like taste it there and then?
No, you can get it. You can get it pretty much anywhere. You have to go.
I
like-
just wanna know how
Coke
you
that's in like a glass bottle, or is it more to it than that?
it's made in Mexico.
Teach us. Does it say on the bottle like Heche in Mexico or
Hecho?
something?
Yeah, in Mexico. yeah.
Heche.
Sorry, it's all
How do you
Spanish
say
speaking.
date in Spanish?
Dorito.
I think it's also hecho, isn't it? Did you say Dorito?
Hecho? Is it the same word? If it is, I'm smarter than you.
Fecha.
Fecha?
Oh, that's right. Leche.
Made.
Well, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Done. The translation from English to Spanish to English on Google is done in Mexico. No, it says like that it's made in Mexico on it. It's but you can buy it pretty much anywhere.
But how did you find it? Like you just was in the store one day and was like,
I don't know. It's something I've known about for a long time. I don't know, like the first time I
That's
had
when
it.
he worked with the cartel.
Yeah.
You've always been addicted to Coke in the beginning.
I actually don't like Coke or regular Coke. If I'm gonna have like a cola,
I thought you were talking about cocaine. I was like,
if I'm gonna have Coca-Cola, if I want a cola drink, I'd rather have RC Cola. So,
you know, are you? All right.
What do you want with an RC Cola?
what are you doing?
I'm about to end it.
Oh, you just got up in the middle of the podcast to end it.
Yo, that's gangster.
Yeah.
Do you prefer?
Say something so it's not so awkward.
The awkward part was you getting up in the middle of it to finish it without us knowing.
Boy George.